Hi, it's Paris from EpicReviewGuys, back with my follow-up review of the WinSoleil solar phone charger. Let me tell you how this has been working for me for the past few days.
EpicReviewGuys.
This is a 5,000 milliamp hour capacity portable phone battery backup device with the unique feature being that on the front there are solar cells that when it's out in the sun will actually charge this battery up. That's what I've been trying it with for the past few days, so let me tell you a couple experiments that I did, how they worked out. The first thing I tried with the solar phone charger was to completely drain this. It came to me with about 75% charge, so I charged up a dead phone with it, got this all the way down to nothing. Then I took my wife's old iPhone 4S, which I don't think uses too much power compared to some of the newer smartphones. It was already completely dead, and I plugged this into the phone, put it in the window with the full sun shining on this to see if you could get your phone started and continue to run just from the solar power generated by this. In other words, sort of ignoring the battery here and ignoring the battery in the phone. Didn't work. I waited varying lengths of time. Green light has come on here. That means it is charging from the sun. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I tried to wait till we had the sun as high as it was going to get in the sky. So it's been 10-15 seconds. Let me see if I can turn on the iPhone now. Nothing. Okay, I'm going to wait the 3 minutes and then see what happens. And at this point, let's try the iPhone. Oh, there's something there. Yeah, it says charging, so it's getting enough power now. The phone, when it gets this dead, does need a little time before it can actually start up. So I'll try every few minutes. As soon as I can get this started and running, then we'll see if we have a sustainable situation, if this will continue to power this phone. But all that I ever got on the iPhone was that little kind of ghost symbol of a battery saying, hey, I need more charge or I can't even start up. So there are limitations on this. This needs a certain amount of charge in order to be able to charge something else. And phones always have to have, I don't know, 3% or something charge in their battery before they can start up. So that one, I'm pretty sure that's not a viable option if you're out somewhere with a completely dead phone, and this is completely dead, to just point it up in the sun, hook it up to your phone, and start making calls. Not going to happen. The only way I was able to get it to work was to let this charge up for a few hours till it got up to one solid dot here staying on, which would be around maybe 1200 milliamp hour. Then I was able to charge up the phone to about halfway. That worked fine. Now I wanted to do a longer term test of if I left this out in the sun charging, hooked up to the phone, would it keep the phone charged up? But between the shadows moving and clouds come and go, I wasn't able to really do that test. But I don't think, just from what I saw, that that's a viable option either. I really think you need to charge this up as much as you can, then charge your phone up, disconnect it, and get this charging again. That seems to be the best way for it to work. As for how fast it takes to charge this up, it was about 3 hours of pretty direct sun. I had it in the windshield of the car, and then I left it parked, so it was pointing pretty much directly at the sun. About 3 hours is what it took to get it up to about a quarter charge. So you need a full long day of sun to get this charged all the way up. Now again, it's January, so the sun is lower in the sky. Yet another factor to consider: in the summer when the sun is directly above, this pointing right at it might charge faster. I did find that this starts to charge with even just a fair amount of ambient light without even having it in the direct sunlight. I don't think it charges very quickly that way, but looking at it now, pointing away from the window, there are no lights on this. But I'm going to zoom in and show you. I missed this when I recorded the first video, that when I was pointing this at the window, you can actually see a green light come on, the indicator up here. That actually means it's charging right now. There's enough light coming in to turn that light on and to do some small amount of charge for the battery. So that's good. It will charge even if it's not in the full sun. But again, with the full sun, I think you're going to need like 10 hours of this pointing directly at it to fully charge this up. So if you've got this in the shade, it's doing a little bit of charging, it's going to take several days of being in your windshield where you always park at work, let's say in the shade, to charge this up. One thing though I do like, I'm sitting out in the car here in the driveway, and putting this even where it is not in the sun directly, you can see the light on here that indicates it's charging. You can actually get it quite a ways away from the really bright light, and it will still charge, of course, much more slowly. I found it's pretty easy just to throw up on the dashboard of the car and leave it, since the car is often sitting out in the sun. The rubberized surface that it has keeps it from sliding around too much on the turns. The one thing that bothers me though, is, at least if it's on my side of the windshield, is I get that reflection of it, and it is bright yellow, so you don't lose it. You see that all the time reflected in your windshield. So the WinSoleil solar charger, it's not ideal for all the scenarios I imagine where I might want to use it. I liked it in a worst case scenario where you can't get to a wall jack to plug this in to charge it, or your car for whatever reason, that with a few hours of waiting in the sun, you can always be sure you can get some battery to your phone. It's ruggedized and water resistant. I think the best use for this might be in going out camping and hiking where you're away from any source of electricity. But if you use the clip, hang this from your backpack, you're out hiking all day long, it'll charge up. The end of the day, you can then plug your phone in, recharge your phone. I think that would really be an ideal use for this. Again, this is about $30. I'll put a link to it down below this video. You can check it out online. I'll put a link up here to part 1 of the video testing this out, and I'll also, I guess over here, put a link to the playlist that has all the portable battery backups we've tried, from the lowest 3,000 milliamp hour up to the gigantic 16,900 milliamp hour. Probably something in there is just what you need.
Shopping is easy when you know what to buy. At EpicReviewGuys, we give it a try. What does the fox buy? Nobody knows, but before he goes shopping, he watches our video.